Have you actually watched a lot of, like, the Minecraft videos? I know that they're very popular for the youths.
No, for the youths. I'm
For
not
those
that much
youths.
younger. I don't think I could really watch someone play Minecraft for Minecraft.
Crave had asked a question about
Yes.
the notion of watching games as opposed to just playing the games themselves. This is a phenomenon that's not particularly new. In fact, a lot of the Let's Play channels that are still out there today are really based on that idea of somebody else playing the game itself.
No, you don't have to.
And the fact of the matter is that a lot of people have made their entire careers off of it. A lot of times, though, when I think about the idea of watching a game, like in its most pure form, is without anybody on screen or without, like, commentary or anything like that. Really just watching someone go through the game itself.
Yeah, just those are just the full playthroughs, no commentary type deals.
Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah, I don't think it's something that I've necessarily engaged with, but I know that there are people that enjoy them. There's definitely an audience for them.
Yeah, no, I can see the allure of maybe watching a game that you don't plan on playing.
Sure.
Like that.
Yeah. I will occasionally watch segments if I'm trying to figure out how to do something in a game that I plan on playing. Where I'm like, I am completely lost. I need to see somebody else do this. Or if it's a boss battle in something like a Souls-like, and I'm like, I don't understand how to deal with this.
Stop beating my head against the desk for this, and just watch someone else do it so I can learn.
Show me. Show me the thing.
Mm-hmm.
We started talking about doing a segment where we would talk about, like, watching games. I realized that there are a few different kinds of games that lend themselves to this specifically. One of them, and you've mentioned it before, because I think you said the librarian that played it, was Outer Wilds.
Mm-hmm. For those of you who don't know who the librarian is, he does horror commentary and playthroughs in Gmod VR, doing explorations. It's a great channel. Go check him out if you enjoy commentary. He's a bit silly and a bit spooked, but the commentary is really great a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, and so Outer Wilds is one of those games that I am gonna do a second chances video on it because I do want to try it again. But when I played it originally, I was not a happy camper. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I was actually very bored and very bewildered and kind of frustrated by Outer Wilds.
I can see that because I've watched both a full playthrough and heard at least one or two video essays about Outer Wilds.
Yes, and so it was one of those games that just did not resonate with me. Despite the fact that everybody else in the universe seemed to think that it was the greatest thing that has ever come out in the wide world.
On a side note, there are also video essays on games as well, which are not watching someone play a game, but watching someone talk about a game they played. Did you watch Daryl talk about Outer Wilds?
I think I did. I think I did see that one. Daryl Talks Games, yeah. Talk about that. Which is very interesting. I've seen many things talking about the nature of Outer Wilds and what it did. Very interesting, which is the reason why I want to try to give it a second try before I actually look up anything or see how you do anything in the game. Just try it again. But the way that it's framed was not working for me, and I got lost very easy as to, like, what am I supposed to do? I get the idea of the exploration of it and the art of discovery, and that's really cool. It was just presented in a very... It was not presented in a way that I really gelled with. And so...
I feel like if it presented itself to you as a roguelite puzzle game...
Yeah, that's true.
You might be like, oh, okay, I'm taking this as a roguelite. I'm supposed to die a lot.
Outer Wilds is one of those situations, though, where the way that it's framed... with, like, those 22-minute cycles where you're trying to figure out what happens in those 22-minute cycles, and it's consistent over and over again, is a very interesting Groundhog Day sort of scenario. to figure out why the universe keeps resetting over and over again. In practice, for me, it's, okay, where am I going in these 22 minutes? What am I supposed to achieve here? Oh, this passage is blocked. Is it always blocked here? Or do I have to come at a different time? And am I going to have to sit here and wait to figure that out?
Ooh, a side note for you, for when you replay it, there are options in the settings, I believe, to let it pause time when you are in menus, I think, and or in dialogue.
I will probably take those options just so that I can, just to stop the clock for a minute if I'm in an interface part. I
so
did
you can
not
take
know
a
that.
breather and kind of figure out your plan. But we're not just talking about Outer Wilds either.
No.
Outer Wilds is one that I watched Librarian do a full playthrough of, and the game itself is really interesting, and the way they put it together, there's so much lore to be found in it.
Mm-hmm.
In 22 minutes that over the course of your playing through, you build up those strategies on how to get places, do things in an order that makes sense and with time to do it. And then there's also all the lore you get in the background.
Yes.
That builds up like your framework of what happened and what's going on. And that's really cool. And for me, when watching the librarian play this, he was talking through it and going, oh wow, that's really cool, because he loves exploration games. And at first he was a bit, I think, like, all right, this is kind of weird, kind of wild, I don't know what's going on. But the slow build of that over the course of a series is really cool, because you can feel that shared, like, ooh, that's a new thing, or oh, try this. No.
Right.
It's that slight euphoria, and I don't think Outer Wilds would gel with me much. I would get frustrated as well, which is why I haven't played it.
Right.
But the story is really good.
Yes.
And so watching someone else play it for a game I don't plan on playing, I think that's really great. Actually.
Yeah.
Because there are a bunch of games with incredibly good stories that I just don't have the patience to play.
I do find that, like, your typical walking sim is usually one that I will not want to watch somebody else play, because I think it's one that I want to experience myself. So I wouldn't really want to watch somebody play, like, What Remains of Edith Finch. That's one of those where it's like, it's kind of one that you have to play in order to really get something out of it. Now that being said, there are also the kind of games where I kind of need to have something that I watch, because there's no way in hell that I'm ever going to play it. That's just one of those things. Like, once in a while, I will think to myself, like, maybe I should try playing something like Stranded Deep. The problem, of course, is, if anyone's familiar with the show, I have a thing about sharks in games. I can't do it. Sorry, it's not a thing. I will have to watch somebody play it, and there have been parts where I have gone into a game, and I will go, this looks like a part that could have sharks in it. And I will go and I will watch somebody play it to see if there are indeed sharks in it. It's the reason why I never played Tomb Raider Underworld, in case anyone's wondering. Those are another reason why you might want to watch the game, because it's not really an experience you want to do firsthand. You want to do it secondhand. And then there is the one I think most people engage with, which is the Minecraft kind of watching, which is you want to see somebody do something really interesting or creative. Have you actually watched a lot of, like, the Minecraft videos? I know that they're very popular for the youths.
No, for the youths. I'm
for
not
those
that
youths.
much younger. I don't think I could really watch someone play Minecraft for Minecraft.
Sure.
However, I will say that, again, with the librarian as a source here, he has done a couple video series of playing Minecraft with mods, and they are heavily modded, like horror Minecraft mods.
Yes.
And one of them was heavily scripted and, like, kind of built for him.
At
this point by the devs and scripted for him. And so it's him playing Minecraft but he doesn't know what the events that are going to happen are, and there's a lot of horror elements and weird stuff that's not in the base game. So that is a very different experience than just watching someone go, I'm going to play Minecraft, let's build stuff and try to do, like, kill the end dragon. It's like, I wouldn't watch that, I don't think.
Got it.
But watching someone do, like, a narrative horror experience in it and actually have things pertain to their series itself and previous series they did, and the people behind the game going, yeah, we're gonna, like, fuck with him. That, on the other hand, is amazing.
Yeah. What games do you think would not lend themselves very well to, like, a watching experience compared to a playing experience? What are ones that you really wouldn't want to watch?
I don't think a CRPG would be a very good game to watch, personally. There's far too much. Same reason I don't think it'd be fun to stream it.
Right.
There's way too much dialogue and lore.
That's true.
There's too much downtime between bits of action in those for me to even play them consistently, because I get bored.
Sure.
But watching someone else do that and then commentate, it's the, oh, okay, well, there's a little bit here and I'm going to talk, and then there's 5 minutes of dialogue where the person probably can't talk much.
Right.
You know? And they could commentate over it, but it's like, I don't think I would enjoy that, because it's too much juxtaposition between the game and the person doing it. And a lot of times, for me, if I'm going to watch someone play a game, I'm going to watch someone play a game because I enjoy the person playing the game, and then I'm curious about their take on the game. Right. I know when Crave had asked, part of what that is she watches a lot of Librarian with me, and the commentating is what we like. We will watch games we've never played and never have seen or looked at and don't care about even.
Sure.
For instance, currently he's doing a playthrough of Subnautica.
Oh, fun. Yes.
And it's not a game that interests me. It's not a game that interests her. She also does not like sharks and deep water, so, that's a no-go.
I've played some of Subnautica, strangely enough. Because there weren't really sharks in that. There were other sea creatures.
They're alien things. But, like, will I watch him play it? Yeah. His commentary is interesting, and that's the part I'm going to that for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
yeah. I think that, the personality of the people that are playing it definitely needs to shine through. I mean, that's, again, like, if you look at, like, Markiplier or Jacksepticeye, like, they've made their careers on their personality. So,
yes.
So that's definitely something. I find it really useful, like, when you're talking about the Librarian, I like it when people give added context to it. If they can give more insight into a game that I previously didn't have. So, on those criteria, the games that I don't think lend themselves very well to a watching experience for me are ones that really focus on the gameplay experience specifically. If it's not really the narrative or the story or the lore that I'm looking for, but it's the gameplay itself, I'm probably not going to want to watch it. I can't imagine somebody streaming Vampire Survivors and me wanting to watch it. Because
you say as DC Lasser.
I know. I'm sorry, DC, but I personally would just be sitting there kind of thinking to myself, oh man, I wish I got that randomization of stuff instead of...
So in that case, though, that would make you just want to play it yourself instead and then not watch the person.
Exactly. And then I'd be like, well, why aren't I just playing the game? Right. I have a similar situation with, like, Souls-likes, because, again, it's hard for me to watch somebody play it unless I'm trying to figure out how to get over something myself, because I'm gonna want to do it. And if I have no interest in actually playing the game, I'm probably not gonna watch somebody play through a Souls-like either. It's just not. It doesn't lend itself to that formula because the gameplay is so prevalent in those. So there are a few caveats to this. In terms of, like, what kind of gaming experience or what things you're looking for. But it's usually either places where I don't want to play the game, or I personally can't figure out the game, where I would want somebody else to do it so I could watch.
And I think the caveat for something like Vampire Survivors is that if the person is commentating about the game itself, it's probably not going to be as interesting. But if they're playing that as they talk about something else, almost as if this is a podcast when they're playing a game but they're talking about another topic, that would be far more interesting to me.
Sure.
Because then it's like, cool, I can watch a gameplay if I want to, but a lot of the time when I'm watching these, and I use watching as a loose term for this, I usually have these on a second monitor and am just listening to the commentary.
That's true. Yes. That
So
would be me
like,
too.
for me, again, I have YouTube Premium. I oftentimes just have YouTube on at work, and I listen to videos as if they were like podcast experiences. I don't generally tend to watch like gameplay videos or listen to those when I'm like at work, because I will want to look over and see what they're doing if something happens.
Right.
And I get a reaction. I'm like, wait, what just happened? And I look and go, oh, cool, I can see that. That's scary or funny or whatever. So I don't listen to those when I can't also see them. But I don't need to see everything the whole time. Personally. Sure. Like, maybe I'll be playing a game and they're going to be playing a different game and talking, and it's just something to have on and listen to and enjoy.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. And so I feel like in those cases, your commentary is really where it's going to be taking place, not really the gameplay itself, which is, I mean, that's kind of where the video essays we were talking about before come into play, too.
Yeah. And I do enjoy, I listen to so many video essays.
I do, too. It's a problem.
Mm-hmm. It is, because I can't do them myself.
We have
if
a
I
problem.
could write a video essay, I would try for something. I don't know what.
Yes. I did, 2? I want to say that I did a few, but it was a while ago.
Yeah, but you can write is the difference.
Yeah, that's true. I did the one about Tomb Raider. I don't
have enough executive function to be able to sit down and write a video essay.
Yeah. I did, yeah. And I think that the only reason I did the one about Tomb Raider is that I thought it was interesting that the Survivor series lent itself very well to like the more Freudian like ego superego, like how trilogies can work in that way. So I thought I'll do a video about that. But if it weren't for specific things like that, no, I have trouble actually like sitting down and trying to do a longer form commentary video. Mm-hmm. Good luck to the people that do. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. That's why we do this format instead.
We don't even review games. We just talk about parts of games we like and don't like. It's not a review. It's just a chat about games.
But I guess the question that I would have for people out there is just, if you have certain games that you can't play, but choose to watch instead. And the reason why. Because they're always going to be different, but you already know mine.
Do you watch someone play games? What do you watch them for, and why do you watch them?
And have you heard of The Librarian? If you've heard of The Librarian, what did you like from them?
Hey, if you are the librarian and you've gotten this far in the video, first of all, hey, what's up? Also, second of all, come on the show, Chris. Let's go.
This is the second time you have asked the librarian if he will come on the show.
You know, at one point, he'll find us and he'll be like,
notes.
I'd love to come on the show. I'd love to talk about horror tropes and why I don't like uses in games.
Notes. We're going to save all the horror tropes for the librarian.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Honestly, horror is a topic I would love to cover on the show at some point, but neither of us really play horror games.
No, and the second that I get into something that approaches horror, I wonder if I want to play it. So, I'd have to really think about ones that I play. Well, I don't know. Would you consider Dead Space to be a horror game?
The first one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I played that one.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of a horror game.
Or I played the
second
remake.
And third, maybe not.
I played the remake that they did last year, which is
it's definitely got a lot of horror elements into it. So.
Oh, it definitely does. It does. Yeah. For the record, though, that remake they made of Dead Space was real good. Just for the record.
I've heard good things.
I had not been able to play the first one because the controls were kind of clunky for me, but they did a lot with the user interface and everything, and so I was able to play through to the end on the new one. But that's a side thing. Oh, I guess I should say the other reason why I might play games is because of all of those dead games that I was talking about before. If somebody actually has a copy of the games you can't play anymore, and you can actually watch somebody play the game, because you can't.
Yeah.
Literally.
Fair. Very fair.
For another day.